Hey everyone, I'm the Real Evab, and this is the 100 game analysis of Guardian at Ascension 20. We're on episode 31, which means that our format changes. We are no longer going We're no longer going down the Spire to fight the heroes. We are now going to be going up the Spire to fight the Heart. I mentioned a couple reasons for this in an earlier video. One being I'll reiterate them anyway. One of them is that the balance of the bosses still needs to be addressed. The Act 1 bosses, especially Ironclad 1, is out of whack. But also some of the later bosses are kind of underpowered. And honestly, I've been missing the normal format. I feel like the base game is already really good in terms of how it does its bosses. And also the Heart is a much harder challenge than Yao. I think it's also a better challenge, but that's just my personal opinion. Secondly, the fact that there's a campfire at the end of the act. I could have gone and done the. I could have changed the configuration settings to make it so there was a campfire at the end of the act for downfall mode. But I think combined with the downfall boss problem, I'd rather just do this in normal mode overall. So yeah, we did 30 runs in base downfall mode, and that was pretty fun. But considering my win rate with Guardian in that mode is over 70%, I think we should. I think it's time to move on to the base game to see how well Guardian can handle everything normally. Excuse me, my throat's still a little weird. I had COVID recently and I'm recovering. If you watch the bonus video, I mentioned that briefly. But yeah. Also, if you notice, there's a mods button here. I don't know if this is in the downfall version, but we have moved to the workshop version just so I can give myself a bit of quality of life stuff. I know that whenever I first started the series, I was originally going to stay in the downfall standalone for reasons just like prove that I'm not cheating, but like I don't really think that's necessary considering that this series is not about my personal skill on Guardian as much as it is just me enjoying the character and analyzing it. My goal here is not to make something that is absolute proof of my skill at this character, especially since I think it's just really strong on its own. So, I'm willing to. If someone somehow thinks that I'm cheating in these videos, it doesn't really bother me. It doesn't. I don't think it matters. What really matters is whether or not whether or not I'm having fun with it, and whether I'm learning things about the character at a deeper level. So considering all that, I don't think it's a big deal that I'm doing this mod list, but I'll show it anyway. Because some level of integrity is still important. Because if a video is entertaining but it's fake, then you've kind of defeated the point of making this specific video anyway. This specific kind of video, where you're playing it at the highest level and trying to use actual strategy. And when if your actual goal is to just get your win rate up and you cheat in order to do so, then play something else. Play something easier. Anyway, rant aside, I've got just some mods here. Base mod and SDS lib are basic things for any mod that you do on the workshop. Curses come first is just on card removal screens. Curses are always shown at the top so you don't forget about them. Downfall mod obviously has to be here. Relic stats and downfall relic stats means that if I hover over a relic on the relic bar or in the what do you call it? The run history, it will show off some stats about the relic and how useful it's been, how much it's done in each combat over the course of its life, and so on. Ocean's Pencil cases a few quality of life things, some utility stuff, like a calculator, the ability to draw on the screen, and a couple other things. Optimize the Spire and 2.2 compatibility are just for stability and better quality when recording. Red Guard Sparkle is just a little thing that I chose, as well as this, another mod by Ocean, Downfall mod where everything is the same, but Hermit's hat has ear holes because Hermit is a cat. Not that we're going to see it ever again, because I guess since we're not doing Downfall mode anymore, at least not for a while, we're not going to get to see Hermit in any of the bosses, so oh well. First things first. Since I'm on the workshop version, this is actually a different save file. So I had to copy and paste the runs from the Downfall version to here. As you can see, we have all 30 runs. Oops, I forgot that since this is on a different thing, I've actually played other characters in that time, so I have to actually filter by Guardian specifically. And once we go back far enough, there we go. The starter thing and 30 runs. 15. I think I did that a little late, but I know there's all 30 here. Anyway, let's get started. I've been spending too long on this. Just talking about stuff. This should have all the unlocks also. Let me just double check that. If there's no lock icon, we should be good. Yep, no lock icons. And Guardian at the bottom should also have no lock icons. Alright, we're good. So even though there's characters locked on the save file, we won't have any problems playing. This is just weirdness from trying to unlock everything at once. It doesn't unlock them in order. And also, I guess since we're on standard mode, it doesn't show them in order anyway. What do we have locked? Yeah, these two. But that's fine. It's not going to affect our gameplay in any way. So let's get started. Alright. So, since our campfires are at the end of the act, and, you know, strewn throughout the middle, first thing we're going to have to deal with is the fact that we can't socket a gem for a while. So that's just what we're going to have to deal with. We get to say hi to Niao. We're not fighting them this time. Looks like our last one was a loss. That doesn't make sense. Because we didn't die in Act 1 in our last thing. Alright, hang on a minute. I'm gonna go fix this. Alright, we're back. We're on the same seed. We got our 4 Niao options instead of just 1. It was an easier fix than I thought it would be, to be honest. Alright, so something we gotta think about here is how does our Niao/Heart options change? In the Downfall mode, I would only not boss swap if we were facing Ironclad 1. I don't believe that any of the 3 bosses are so hard that we have to hyper-focus on them. Maybe we might have troubles with Hexaghost, but, boss swap would still be fine against them. Guardian is going to be super easy, as usual, especially since we're a naturally defensive character. Slime boss might be our hardest fight, but I guess we'll find out today, for sure. Makes me a little nervous to do so, but I don't think it's going to be so hard that we'll have so much trouble with it. Although I am now realizing it sends out a lot more statuses than Hexaghost. That may actually be Ironclad levels of statuses. I guess as long as I focus on the splits, I'll actually have a way to beat it. as opposed to Ironclad, which has no interactivity. You just take the hits and the statuses to the face and hope you don't die. So I don't think this is a super big case of certain boss means no boss swap. However, as I said earlier, we now have to deal with the fact that we have basically an extra card in our deck for several floors, and I guess depending on which route we take, we may not be getting to socket that for a bit. Or perhaps I should prioritize taking a campfire at floor 6 over an elite. And on certain seeds, we won't have the option to take a campfire on floor 6, which may mean that we don't boss swap then, because we have to focus on immediate power rather than later power. Also, shops are no longer free fights, but we have an extra floor to prepare for these things, since it's not since one of them isn't taken up by a campfire. So our pathing, we can definitely get enough fights before this campfire, but there's 2 elites. It would be a 1 campfire 2 elite path, and one of them is burning elite. That's kind of scary. There is a 4 fight path with 1 question mark before this elite. That's pretty good. You also get the option to take 2 more elites with campfire or 1 more elite with campfire. And I think that flexibility is worth something. If we go this campfire at floor 6 route, we only get 2 fights in 1 shop, which I guess could be a mixed bag. Not all of Guardian's attacks are good enough to buy in the shop, so we might end up being underpowered by the time we get here. And then this one is also 4 fights before our elite. We get a campfire right after. That gives us the most value out of all of these, I believe. Also, because shops aren't in the first, aren't fights anymore, we're going to have to deal with hard pull fights more often. That's another thing to think about. Things change a lot just from flipping the map. It's pretty impressive. But I think regardless, I think we can still afford to boss swap here since we have options. If we get a really weak boss swap for right now, like maybe a calling bell with some relics that don't really give us any combat value, we go down this middle path to the campfire. But if we get a strong thing, like something that gives us 4 energy, we go down the more aggressive path on the right here. This is actually a lot of fights. Maybe I'll still do some consideration between this and this one with events. Yeah, anyways, before we take this, let's just make sure our options are good. Upgrade a card. Oh yeah, we don't get to upgrade Twin Slam either until a bit, but that should be fine. The first campfire we do is still going to be that, I think. Obtain 3 random potions would be a great early game thing, I think. Although, Guardian's potions are not very good. It's probably not going to be amazing. But anyways, lose 7 max HP for 250 gold. That's probably one of the best slot 3 choices. Oh yeah, this is something we can do too. We can gray out those options as part of Ocean's Pentacle case. Although I can still click it, I think. I'll test that on one of these two before I take it. So max HP is not a big deal at all. It's probably the best thing to lose in the game, the worst thing to take. 250 gold is also pretty insane considering these paths. We can go theoretically through the campfire, take the less risky path, and then go through here later and get some guaranteed value. That actually rivals this by quite a bit. But the thing is about bronze gear is it's an additional 10 block whenever you enter defensive for the first time. That gets better over in the later parts of the game, but in the early parts you don't really need 20 block, and that even kind of goes into Act 2. Usually by the time you're in Act 2 you don't need a ton more block in defensive. Usually already have enough. You need to block before going into defensive or getting into defensive in the first place. So this isn't really a boon to keep, especially since it's a combat thing, and this path wouldn't be taking very many combats early. Be taking 3 non-combat spaces before going right, I suppose. Also, there's no guarantee that the shop is going to be good. I think that's the biggest reason not to take this, even though it is a really solid option. Where's the third merchant? It's up here. So at the very end of the act, when we were going to be getting gold anyways. If we had 2 shops, I would probably have a much harder time deciding between these 2, but the fact that shops can whiff, I think makes this the better thing, because no matter what boss relic you get, it's always going to give you some value at some point in the game. Meanwhile, this, you can end up waiting for a long time. So I think this is going to be my final decision. Slaver's Collar, okay, so no benefit in these early fights, but we do like elites now, quite a bit. And I think 4 energy is enough to take this elite path. We also have a small bailout option, I suppose. It's not a great one, is it? All right, so if we go this path, we still don't have a great bailout option, huh? I guess if we went to the left, we would have the opportunity to take 2 campfires instead of the second elite. That would be marginally better. But I think we just commit to this, because we don't really have bailout options here. We're forced to take an elite going on this right path. Actually, these are forced elites no matter what path we take, huh? So I think we do just need to get as strong as possible. Maybe this will give us a nice boost to our next 3 combats. So yeah, let's see what we can make out of this. First thing I'm noticing is that we're being attacked for 18 on turn 1. But thankfully our Dex gem actually saved us there. That's pretty cool. Probably would have taken a little bit of damage there normally. I think I want to play this curl up, which is fine because I can play 2 strikes to kill this guy next turn. Okay, I hit the Ascender's Bane. Too bad. Oh, I don't have long press confirmations on. I can change that. So yeah, now I can't accidentally end turn before I think. And also, playing the curl up paid off, because now I can. All right, as long as curl up gets the Ascender's Bane targeting out of the way early, we'll be fine. I don't believe we've taken damage this fight. I believe, yeah, this is the starting. So yeah, we're doing great already. Well, these are not the best choices. Oh yeah, this was part of Ocean's thing. Linked card rewards. A little bit harder to see than usual. I guess that's maybe not the best thing for recordings, but I'll change that next time. Repulsor, exhaust curses and statuses, which is usable for slime boss. I guess another thing about normal mode is that there's a lot more statuses than usual. Because in the base game, there's literally only, in the downfall mode base downfall? I don't think that really works together. In downfall mode, there's only Ironclad 1, which is like all the statuses, and then there's Defect, which is Void, which takes away energy anyways. So yeah, that's not great. And I guess there's Niao, which gets replaced by the Heart. You know, it's not as many statuses as Niao gives curses, but I think it would still be a good idea to take Repulsor at some point in this game. And considering our other options are Emerald and Evasive Protocol, I think I might just do that. If we fight sentries, it'll also be nice to have. It's not a great start to the game, but we did also just take 0 damage in a first fight, so maybe we can afford to do this. I'm going to do this just because I believe we're going to be able to do something. And also, this is why we take 4 fights. Sometimes you don't want to go into a fight with just 2 attack cards. Grimforge, okay, that solves our gem problem. I could remove this repulsor I just got. I might just do that. I think it is our worst card right now. I just took it for future value, but you know, removing a strike for a gem makes us a little bit weak in the short term. Removing a defend, we have emerald, so we want to do that less. And curl up and twin slam are both really important. I still think we get a ring of gem here. If I do repulsor, does that mean it was the wrong choice in the first place? Could I also maybe transmute emerald? That might be a better idea. No, it's a gem. We already have it. We can socket it at some point. Maybe it was wrong to think repulsor. Well, if I transmute, it doesn't necessarily mean it was wrong. It just means that getting rid of one of my other cards makes me even weaker than I would have been. Tough decision. Overall, I think we may just get rid of the repulsor. Doesn't have a lot of value in Act 1. It could help in sentries a little bit, but I think we're looking to just get a lot of extra value from other cards, maybe. Although I guess if I don't find very many repulsors, is going to be important. Man, this is difficult. Too bad I don't have an upgrade on Twin Slam, because then I'm going to have to choose between the gems. Also, I could get a really bad one. What do I do? I'm really nervous, because Act 1 is always the hardest part of the game for Guardian. It just has so little extra damage. And no, the fact that I boss swap does not really affect that. The base relic is just bad. The rest of our easy pool fights consists of Jawworm, 2 Lice, and what do you call it? The Cultist. Jawworm is difficult if I don't have my damage. Cultist can also start ramping up if I don't have damage, although going into defensive is generally enough to win the fight. Also, I don't have 4 energy for these fights. Lice is just generally easy. If I whiff on damage cards, I'm probably just dead anyway. I don't think keeping a strike is going to save me. Keeping Repulsor could save me in the Sentry fight, though. All right, I'm gonna do the. I think both of these options aren't great considering our current situation, but I'm gonna do the strike. I think that's generally good practice anyway. So give me a gem, please. Frag gem. I was wondering if I was gonna get this one. In my opinion, the worst gem. I would literally rather socket anything else into a card, but in this particular situation where we're not sure if we're going to get damage cards, putting this in Twin Slam for 8 extra damage for free may actually just be the right play. And you know, we can still put Emerald in it and then maybe do some stuff with it later, I don't know. I think we do put the Fragmented Gem in Twin Slam though. We'll find somewhere else to put the Dex Gem. Alright. Well, we got extra damage. We changed the strike into a 0-cost attack. Alright, we're fighting Lice. Taking a bit of damage. That's okay. 5 damage is no big deal. That may have been incorrect. I didn't really think about the fact that I was trying to do the shiv thing. I just played 2 shivs on that to save as much damage as possible for this, but I don't think that works out like that. Yeah, so I just take 1 damage. Oh well. This is what I get for being out of practice. But, being burnt out is no fun. Going forward from here, though, I think I'll have a much better, I'll be much more prepared to do this series than I was before. Okay, only 1 attack out of these 3. Spiker Protocol, don't really want. It would be funny if I take an evasive protocol, though, and started going into protocols. I don't know if that would have been very effective, especially in Act 1, or even in Act 2, but would have been funny. Tourmaline, I guess, would have been another way to deal damage if I could socket that in Twin Slam before extra fights, but we couldn't do that anyways, even if I hadn't gotten Frag Gem. And we're just going to take the Charge Core, because that's pretty solid, and we're really going to enjoy that in fights we have 4 energy. Alright, Jaw Warp time. Defend, defend, Charge Core. Okay. Do I want this Emerald next turn? Possibly. Okay. Got rid of our most expensive card, that's fine. Now Twin Slam does more than a strike, which is great. Is that 9 block? Oh well. Not much we can do about that. It looks like we're going into defensive mode. We'll keep our block for next turn. Jawworm's going to get up to 10 strength, attack for 22 maybe. Yep, there it is. Player Repulsor, Twin Slam, Twin Slam. And we're going to probably be okay this way. Yeah, we are good. Not that bad. Also, we got great potions going into our next fight. Floating Orbs, Polybeam, Roll Attack. I think it's a bit early to take Polybeam since we don't have strength. And, you know, it's not guaranteed that we're going to be able to get any. I wonder how often I rely on strength with Guardian. That'd be something to look into. Because, like, Guardian has about the same number of strength sources as Ironclad, even though the numbers are a bit smaller. But Ironclad doesn't even rely on strength every run. I guess Body Slam would be a way I've dealt damage. I've also done some stuff with expensive cards, Snecko, but that's just a Snecko thing. Floating Orbs, huh? Floating Orbs versus Roll Attack. Floating Orbs is just generally really, really good. Roll Attack, huh? Roll Attack for 2 energy. It's definitely better against Lagavulin. It's also probably better against Knob, to be honest. Maybe even Sentries if I can go into defensive. It's not completely out of the picture. Floating Orbs is definitely the long game play, especially if you get strength of some kind. Consistent 2 times strength dump every turn is really, really powerful. Roll Attack is a common, but we are at the point where we kind of just need commons anyway. We have good potions, though. I think the potions maybe allow us to take Floating Orbs, even though Roll Attack is good. Although Attack Potion is not always great attacks. It's kind of hit or miss. 25 damage, though. I do really want to take the later game thing. But going into so many fights, I think we just take the Roll Attack. Floating Orbs without any strength, especially since we're not going to even have the red key to help, is going to be really punishing. Okay, I think we use a potion here. I think we try to use the attack potion, maybe get Fierce Bash or something, to kill one of these 2. Actually, regardless, we're going to be taking 12 damage, aren't we? So maybe I just play Twin Slam, Curl Up. Then we take 12 from one, go into defensive, then take 2 from the other. And then next turn we have another 10 block. Maybe we don't need to use the attack potion. Especially since this is our 4th fight. We've had 3 fights so far and got 2 potions. So our potion chance is at 30%. I guess it's saving us... I guess killing one of these 2 faster might be worth it. But then again, we may need both of these pictures for the first elite fight. Or the upcoming hard pool fights. Alright, I'm going to try and save this since we're going to get similar outcome this turn no matter what. And I think we always go for Jaw Worm first. Although I could be incorrect. If I get roll attack next turn, this is 18. 18 and 16 is 34. Which is almost enough to kill this. Actually, what do you mean almost enough? This has almost enough HP to survive. But we kill it. But this would still be 12 away. We don't have 4 energy, so we would have to take another whole turn to do that. Okay, we're gonna go for Acid Slime. Especially if it like tries to weaken us, it's gonna be really bad for us. So I'm just gonna kind of hope that... I don't think we need this next turn. Okay. My commentary is a little long. That's just being out of practice. That does. Alright, 26. Yeah, it'd still be 2 off, I guess. Well, we'd be attacked twice. Even though this would die to Thorns. So I think we still do it there. Still have enough block, which is great, and we get the kill. That's awesome. Amethyst. That would be the perfect other gem to put into Twin Slam. And Crystal Ray with 2 early gems is interesting. It's 14 damage for 2 energy, which is... Oh, it's not even socketed though, so it would only be 12 for the next fight. I guess 4 energy this early, it's not bad. I do kind of want the Amethyst for Twin Slam, though, to kind of make the card better. Since it has a Crystal Shiv in it. I guess I could save it for maybe a Strength Gem or a Vulnerable Gem. Like that would be like the one time to put a Strength Gem into Twin Slam. I don't usually do that. Crystal Ray. Would this be a gem run? It's possible, but not guaranteed. Is it too early to be taking utility stuff like the Amethyst, especially since we're trying to fight Slime Boss? Again, we still have both our potions. Oh, and we didn't get a 3rd one. That's awesome. It was a good bet on our part. Take 2 extra damage to not have to use a potion. Oh, roll attack also exists, huh? Although that doesn't really work well with Amethyst or Emerald. Would work with Crystal Ray if we get a good gem for it. It's kind of hard to find a gem for roll attack other than Ward. Although Ward is a common. We could try Crystal Ray. I'm not convinced by it, though. I don't take gems too often. But I don't think Amethyst gives us that much right now. I think we can always find a Crystal Ray later, and this is like the actual case where we can skip and hope to get it later, unlike Roll Attack on the last floor. Especially since Roll Attack takes Brace. I think we're going to take the Amethyst, and then we'll socket it eventually, I suppose, up here. Have to wait. Alright, it is Sentries. Repulsor, Defend, Curl Up means we take 5, and then we could use Roll Attack to go into defensive. I think Repulsor Curl Up, and then just take 10 this turn is better. So that we go into defensive for next turn and possibly have roll attack. We also have 20 block for next turn. Yeah, I think that's the better option. Question is, do we play our attack potion? I think we wait a turn and then find out. And that was our best hit. Awesome. So now we have extra damage in a turn from now. And we got roll attack. Awesome. Do this. This will die to Thorns, which is also awesome. And then maybe we aim to kill this next turn since we're not going to have defensive mode block. And we're able to do it. Awesome. Now we draw essentially 7 to turn, since we have Repulsor in play as well. It gives us just enough to kill. Oh boy, the Broken Relic is back. And we have a potion now, which I think is better than the attack pot. Brew of Sharpness can still be really good against whatever's coming up, since we're most likely going to be taking damage to the hard pull fights and the leads anyway. But this can be like 7, 8, 9 damage cards. So I think we do that. Grab Fire Potion. Ancient Power. On 4 energy, in the fights we have 4 energy, it could be really good. Grab us a permanent dex, although it doesn't work great with Emerald, since it's already gaining us 4 dex. 4 temporary dex. Adding 2 more temporary dex wouldn't let us get an extra dexterity from upgrading this, since the upgrade reduces debuffs by 1. Recover, since we have deflecting bracers, may be the play here. The more block we're able to keep at the end of our turn, the more damage we'll end up doing in turn. Temporal Strike, not on 4 energy. Honestly, not even with this setup. We could maybe put the Emerald in it. That might be a good call. I think the Ancient Power is too good, though. I think we're going to take that. Especially since Temporal Strike is also a common. Recover, though. I don't think we have great cards to recover yet. I think it's a bit early to take that. Although it might be okay against Slime Boss, we still also have Repulsor. And I think we want extra damage, and this gives us both damage and block, so on we go. Don't recall. You gotta remember to not do that. Right, roll attack is our only thing right now. I do think we smith. Even though we're at such low HP, we have potions to make it through the next few fights without taking a bunch. So it's just upgrade Twin Slam, socket Amethyst the next fire, probably rest there, but I think overall we'll be fine. It's a looter. Attacking us for 11, we block for 14. Back down to 30% potion chance. We're taking 4 here. I don't think that's worth using a potion for. I could be wrong though. Since we upgraded that, we now do enough damage. Oh, and we also have that too, I guess. Alright, no potion, again, awesome. Orb Walk. If we had a full 4 energy, I would definitely consider it more. But we have Slaver's Collar. Oops. I don't think any of these are very good right now. So I think we skip these. If we had Floating Orbs, I would definitely consider Orb Walk a lot more. If we had Recover, I would consider Orb Walk a lot more. We didn't take either of them. I wonder if that indicates a mistake. Toy Ornithopter. That's great now that we've saved these potions. We could have used the 1, but again, that was only a 2 damage fight. No, that was the turn. That was the one after. Whatever. It is Nobbin time. We have 4 energy. This is 4 strength. This would be 38. So if we sacrifice one, if we sacrifice the second slam to keep the second energy for roll attack, that's 19, and this is 20. I guess that's 1 more damage. If we ignore Ancient Power, this is 22 and 16, which is 38. Well, just 38 plus. Actually, this is 39. Wow, this is like almost exactly the same damage no matter what. That's kind of sad. But I guess it does mean that doing this is the slightly better play no matter what we do. And then we'll choose which potion to use next turn. Probably Counter Potion. Because 8 damage is not very much. And we want to get rid of this sooner than later. This is 22 and 25. Not quite enough. What do we have next turn? Ooh, that's our hand next turn? If we play Charge Core, we're guaranteed to draw the strike at least. So yeah, we do need to play the strike, because this is 31 total. I was considering maybe playing both defense to save a little bit more HP, but that's not the case yet. So we're going to take 6. Right, I saw the counter was like deflecting bracers, but no, that's not how that works. Okay, good fight. Shield Spikes, another roll attack, or suspension. Shield Spikes with the deflecting bracers is interesting. And with Emerald, it's interesting. Suspension... that could be our Emerald socket, if we wanted it to be. But again, a common card. I think we should be focusing on taking good value cards right now, and then finding ways to make the gems work later. This sustain is really nice since we hadn't rested yet. So roll attack or shield spikes. I'm leaning towards roll attack since it's an attack, and it braces, so we're getting defensive power from it anyways. This ancient power is starting to look worse with the extra 2 cost attacks. But overall, I think that's fine. I think Shield Spikes is overall a mediocre card. Like, it has its place, it's good sometimes, but I think it is worse than Roll Attack in a vacuum. Obviously, if you need block, you take Shield Spikes, but I don't think this is that time yet. Well, we got Bag of Prep too, that's awesome. Guardian is a setup heavy character, so extra setup on turn 1 is great. I wonder if you could do something similar to Silent, because Silent is also a setup heavy character, and she gets a 2-card head start with her Ring of the Snake. I wonder if you could rework the starting relic on Guardian to do something with stasis at the beginning of combat. That'd be interesting. Anyways, I'm going to take this roll attack. I don't think that's actually what they're going to do with it. If I remember correctly, there are plans to do other things with the starting relic that still involve brace. So we're just going to wait and see. Unfortunately, this is not an elite fight, so we only have 3 energy. I'd like to play the roll attack, but couldn't. This is going to be... This is 38 damage, right? So we could split right now to 26. That's not terrible. Or we could block for 11. I think doing this is better. 11, 19, 30, 38. Yeah. 20 damage. That's more than last turn, I think. Thankfully, roll attack charge core is exactly enough to kill one. So that's great. Or, I could go into defensive mode for 10 block. Well, we kill for 12, so I think this is better to do it this way. Alright. 8 damage. Go into defensive for next turn. You don't take any more damage the rest of this fight, I don't think. Yeah, and also broken defensive mode with deflecting bracers. Resilient plate. That's great. That's perfect fit with our ancient power and our emerald. There's also a piercing hide. Emerald doesn't go great in piercing hide, but it is a block card, which we are starting to run low on. But then again, we are starting to lean a lot more into brace, and a 1-cost brace 8 is insane. I think we just take this. So now we're gonna put this. We're gonna finally put this amethyst in the twin slam, and I think we're just gonna rest because we didn't get a potion from the last couple fights. Should be a 50% potion chance then. We're going to get to the next fight. It's going to be either Sentries or Lagavulin. Lagavulin should be a 0 damage fight that usually ends up that way if you play your cards right. Because defensive mode is just so busted. Could also be a 10 damage fight. Overall, we only have 18 HP going to this, and I guess whatever we do next. Estimated in Sentries, we take a maximum of 10. Leaving us at 8 HP, and then we rest for... How much is rest? 21. So 29 going into Slime Boss. That's a bit scary. Also, first time I've ever had this gem combination on Twin Slam. The colors are really, really similar, but the amethyst is slightly darker than the fragmented gem. Slightly more purple. This is magenta. If we upgraded something, what would it be? Maybe curl up just for the extra two brace to get us into defensive. We curl up and one of these 3 cards. That'd be great. Ancient power we could do for permanent strength and dex. That's more of a late game thing anyway. Although it could still be useful to have the small boost at any time, really. I think we can afford to just rest right now. I think we can wait to upgrade these things, so I'm going to rest. Do we want to put the emerald in either of these roll attacks? I don't think so. It is a dead card right now, but I think we can get away with it if we rest. So now we have 39 HP to work with, possibly 44 potion here. Alright, as I said, Lagavulin's pretty much a free fight. Ancient power already, but we don't have Resilient Plate in hand. Oh, we have 17 cards exactly. That works great with Bag of Prep, so now we drop these exactly, unless we get Charge Core. I want to go into defensive, so I would want to play Roll Attack, but I don't think that's a great idea right now. Although that is 28 damage, 20 damage, I guess. We don't have a lot of defensive power yet. So I think we wait to draw Curl Up. It'd be a shame to draw Twin Slam on a turn that Lagavulin's not attacking. Or would it? Maybe it's not so bad. I think we're going to just end turn. That could be incorrect. I don't know. Okay, next turn, I guess we're going to start up with Roll Attack, Curl Up, Charge Core. Not in that order. It's going to be this order. Okay, so Resilient Plate went in. That means it's probably not going to come out in the turn that we have. Oh wait, no. 2 turns is this turn plus the next turn. So we have a 6 in 7 chance of getting it with Ancient Power, which is great. Roll Attack, Defend, and like I said, I think we're in a great position to just try and 0 damage this fight. So I'm going to play the other Defend rather than attacking. Ancient Power, Resilient Plate. 1 Defend will do enough this turn. We could go into defensive with Curl Up and Roll Attack, but I think we do a lot more damage. with Defendant Twin Slam. Oh, did we? No, we still needed to play the Defend. It was worth 9, not 7. Because Ancient Power is 4, not 3. Now we have 2 permanent strength for this fight, which means we kill right now. 0 damage fight, like I said. Pilot's Codex. If you end your turn with no cards in stasis, choose one of 3 cards to place in the stasis. That's a really weird relic. What is that, uncommon? If you're doing stasis things, this thing is pretty much useless. We have Charge Core, we have Curl Up. Thankfully, we didn't take the... Does that mean we're thankful we didn't take the early stasis stuff? I don't know. Walker Claw. Now that we have Strength, becomes a lot more appealing. But it is another 2 cost. I think we'd rather wait. Maybe we'd rather take the Temporal Strike now, so we can finally socket the Emerald. You know, get some... That's another way to get some strength value anyways, right? We're always going to have a card with stasis. I think. Well, almost always. The turn whatever card comes out, we won't. But I think with 4 energy, that covers our bases in stronger fights anyway. I don't know. I think this is going to be good most of the time, so I'm going to take it. And now we can try to grab another potion, another card. We still haven't seen a rare this act. I think that's a good enough reason with this much HP to go right, so I'm going to do it. Alright, 3 lice. I could kill 2 of them right now with 2 roll attacks. And then we take 7. I could kill 1. Oh wait, I only have 3 energy. Right. This may be a Twin Slam to not Crystal Shiv, to Amethyst them. It's minus 12. They're attacking for 21, so that'd be 9 damage. Maybe we can even kill 1. This is 22 damage. 32? Yeah, that's definitely enough to kill 1. So it'd be 13 minus 8, which is 5 damage. I think that's our best play. Twin Slam, Charge Core to kill the middle one. And then we use the shivs on the outer ones. I think that's almost exactly enough. That's 24. 7, 7, 10. Yeah, there's no way to go into defensive here because of 3 energy. But thankfully, Amethyst saves the day. Five damage, great. Still no potion needed. But we are down to 34 effective HP. We don't need to use Ancient Power, so I'm going to save it for a turn that we might have an attack on. Now we get to use our Codex. There's our rares. Oh man. I wonder if this is affected by rare chance. Sometimes in modded things, quirks like that can be overlooked. Let's just get this out next turn. Actually, there's no reason for that, right? Well, we got no attacks, so there's our reason. Goodbye. Temporal Potion. Accelerate all cards in stasis 2 times. Sounds okay to me. And there's Onyx. Ooh. Ooh. With this setup, yes, I think? Maybe we put that in Temporal Strike, huh? Temporal Strike is interesting because it can be either setup or payout card. So Onyx works well for both. Whew, okay. especially this early. It has a lot of utility against Act 2 enemies like Chosen, Snecko, Slavers, I guess, as well. The other two, Armored Protocol, third protocol we've seen. Charge up for 1 extra strength. It goes against their Pilot's Codex a bit, I think. And also, generally, I just think it's too slow for the benefit it gives. Shield Charger outdoes it in every way. Taking the Onyx. And now we just have to decide how to socket this. This Emerald has some problems in that if we don't socket it now, we're still going to have trouble finding a socket for it later. But Onyx is a lot easier to find a socket for. We could get a Bubble Burst from the boss. That would be a great Onyx. And also Emerald. But even if we don't put the Emerald in Bubble Burst, we should still be fine. Like, Onyx is still going to reduce 3 times anyway. So even Emerald outside, we'd still get 2 decks. So I think we socket the Emerald here. I'm going to go with that. As for Roll Attack is too expensive to properly make use of Onyx. It's not a great combo with Ancient Power. Even though you could technically play it like that. I think Roll Attack being the only 2-cost card that doesn't multiply your gems. Like, it's got the worst gem to energy efficiency. Bubble Burst, at least as a 2-cost card, plays the gem 3 times, and Twin Slam, being technically a 2-cost card, plays them twice. But since Roll Attack is so inefficient with gems, it's better to just put a gem in that shores up its weaknesses. My 2 go-tos for it are the Brace Gem and the Ward Gem. Since the Brace Gem makes it more likely that the Roll Attack will put you into defensive mode, and the Ward Gem will, give you block, even though you were attacking with 2 of your energy. I think there's even a third one that oh yeah, there's Citrine. Citrine's great as well, discounting the cost by 1. Again, shores up a weakness of the card. So I think we keep Onyx out, which is fine. Onyx, I think, can still be perfectly fine to keep unsocketed for a bit, since it's kind of strong. It's situational strong, but still strong. Also, the rare card Sparkled. Very nice. It doesn't show up when it's like that? Okay. And now we smith, I believe. But what do we smith? This is just a damage upgrade. This is also a damage upgrade, although 5 more being 1 time. Definitely an Act 1 upgrade and not much later. This is a 4 damage upgrade. This braces for 12 and I can choose a card. That may actually be our upgrade here. I don't see the rest of these being so good. Repulsor's a nice utility thing if you want to, in the fights we want to use it. Having it cheaper is nice, although we're probably going to be looking for an energy relic here anyway, so it's not as big a deal. Ancient Power, again, good, but I think we could wait. And Resilient Plate is definitely a late game upgrade, so I think we stick with the Curl Up. That's going to provide us a lot of value immediately. I'm starting to wonder if Curl Up is a better upgrade early on than I've been giving it credit for. I guess only time will tell. Alright, first things first. Play that for 0 energy, since we got a card into stasis. Temporal Potion flashing when we do damage to an enemy is weird, but I guess we could have used Resilient Plate there. That may have been correct to do. Because with status, it's harder to get your combos into the same hand. So it wasn't really a great idea to keep that. That was a mistake, I think. I really want to do Ancient Power Twin Slam. It's 38 damage. plus 10, 48. That takes Slime Boss down to 63. It's not a great split. 73 would still split even if we didn't play the strike. I think we hold on to Ancient Power. I think we do Repulsor, Curl Up on Ancient Power. Or maybe Twin Slam? Maybe we do it on Twin Slam. No. We want Ancient Power to come in the same hand as Onyx's next turn. As Resilient Plate, so I think holding on to this for a couple turns is a good idea. We only have one energy left, huh? So I guess I just play the Twin Slam. For some reason I thought we had to, but we don't. That's fine. We're probably just going to tank this hit. 38 versus our 20. It's not a big deal. Curl Up on the Onyx is also great, because that means we guarantee get one permanent. Yeah, we take 3 damage here. It's fine. Perfectly acceptable. Still did not get Resilient Plate. And we got Temporal Strike at the same time, too. Oh well. I think now's just the big turn damage. We got our 4 energy worth of damage in hand. That was a lot. I think that was more than 37. We just couldn't play it fast enough. Yeah, down to 36. Great. Great split. Armored Protocol or pre-program? I think pre-program. To be honest. We have 4 energy, and this does 17 apiece. Wow. So I guess we split this here. This is 7? Okay. Yeah, we're just going to do that twice. We're going to pre-program the Slimed or the Defend. Not much in our draw pile. Slimed is going to get erased with Repulsor, but we have other Slimes in our discard, right? Yeah, we have 3. It's a decent chance of drawing one anyway, and we might need the Defend. So in that goes, we end our turn. And what would be really nice to get now is the Slam, so we can get the shivs on those smaller guys. Yeah, there goes the Slimed. Grabbing us pre-program again. We only have 2 attacks in hand, so we kind of just have to do this. But that's fine. We just draw an extra card like this. Yeah. Alright. So now Deflecting Bracers gets to do more. 7 more damage. Very nice. We use Resilient Plate here. It gets rid of our Frail. Okay, I guess that worked out then. Oh, we split there. That's fine though, we get both of our roll attacks next turn, and we win the fight. We'll put Construction Form in a celebration. Oh yeah, the rare cards. If we hadn't taken that fight, we would not have gotten Onyx. Since we had been building up our rare chance the entire act, that paid off so well. We've done that in one other episode a while ago, where going for an extra fight before the end of the act actually got us a rare at the last second. Do not underestimate the power of taking a bunch of fights. We've taken, I think, only one event in the entire act. Yeah, and at the beginning. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 fights to get a single rare. And it was worth it. Anyway, I think Spiked Energy Drink with our expensive cards is going to be a lot more important than Temporal Potion, because we don't have that many cards going into stasis at once. This definitely likes to be in a situation where you're doing a lot of stasis things, because it accelerates all cards. Or if, I guess, you're relying on Pilot's Codex a lot, or Accelerate a lot, you want to get stuff out of stasis, I guess? I don't know. Yeah, I don't think this is going to be too great. I could have used it that fight to maybe give us 1 more HP, since we heal up 3/4 at the end of the act. Oh, there's Bobble Burst. I was looking at Giga Beam and Time Sifter, and I was like, okay, Time Sifter's not great. Giga Beam is awesome, usually. But Bobble Burst, I think, is exactly what we want. Giga Beam has several weaknesses, similar to how Roll Attack does, and like it's an expensive card. Even though they're both very strong in their own right, Roll attack is strong for a common. Giga Beam is really strong even for a rare. I don't think we have enough passive strength generation to really get a lot of value out of this. Like, we don't even have the red key, which would give it 4 more damage when upgraded to 44. It's a pretty important breaking point, as I've learned as well. So I think Giga Beam actually gets worse since we're not in downfall mode. And since we're going into Act 2, especially, it's only going to be relevant for one act. I suppose if we find an extra energy, then the fact that we have Resilient Plate and Onyx means that we could actually get rid of the downside of this. That's really interesting. But I'm definitely more tempted to take the Bubble Burst since we have the Onyx, and then hopefully find some kind of temporary buff gem really quickly. Preferably Dexterity, I think. Although maybe we might be willing to take Strength. The problem, of course, is that if we want to use it that way, we have to socket the Onyx second, or else it won't reduce the debuffs of our temporary buff gem. We could go either way with this. Giga Beam with debuff reduction is a thing. If we don't find a 4th energy, then we'd only be able to do it with Onyx, because Resilient Plate costs 1, and that costs 3. I guess you could do it in maybe elite fights, but that leaves you open and vulnerable. And also, I kind of want to play Ancient Power for the strength anyway. So Onyx may be relevant most of the time in the first place. Tough decision. I feel like Bubble Burst has less downsides than Giga Beam. Giga Beam, I think, is difficult to use in this scenario. If we had more strength generation, I think I'd lean more towards it, but we don't. We have Ancient Power, and that's pretty much it. Want to combo that with cheap cards anyway, which is like what we're doing. Also want to combo it with more debuff reduction. I guess that works with Giga Beam anyway, but I don't see it working out unless things go exactly right. Meanwhile, Bubble Burst, I think, even if we whiff on the temporary buff gems, we can still socket the Onyx. I'm going to go with the Bubble Burst and hope that's correct. Oh boy. If we want an extra energy, it would have to be Busted Crown, huh? I don't think we have a winning strategy yet, but we could get there quickly. Debuff reduction strategies with Dexterity in particular, and we have 2 sources, could become a winning strategy very quickly. It solves our block problems, which is probably the most important problem. Damage is, of course, also really important. Oh yeah, the triple debuff reduction would be really great against the Heart. Draw Bubble Burst Onyx on turn 2, get rid of all the debuffs, and suddenly we're not taking 1,000,000 on turn 2 and 3. Sounds good to me. We got a source of Weaken with that, we'd be insane. You know, since we went in a bit of the slower strat direction, we definitely have a lot more room to take the non-energy relics. Especially both of these in particular are really good. Making our deck smaller, especially since we have Repulsor, is really nice. Since we don't quite have 20 cards and we have an Onyx we're going to socket, we're technically at 18. Empty Cage would take us down to 16, and then we can be pretty picky with our cards. I don't think we're close enough to a win to do that. I think we're close enough to take a Busted Crown, but not enough to take an Empty Cage and really benefit from it. But Tiny Bowler Hat giving us just general extra value. It's kind of its own energy relic, I guess, if you think about it. It gives you energy for very generic value cards. Also, just the fact that you can get Slime Crush all the time. A 10 block card that gives you a gigantic amount of energy and a gigantic attack the next turn. I think that's pretty worth it. I'm pretty much sold on taking this. I think you could maybe make either of these work, but but I think I'm going to take the tiny bowler hat. I wonder if people would want to do this seed and try one of the other two relics. I'm leaning towards probably not. I'm not going to make a save for that. If you really want to do this, you can play the seed and copy what I did for one act. I don't think making a copy of my save file at this point would be worth it. But if you would have wanted one, just let me know in the comments. I'm not going to go back and make one because, like I said, you can just do the exact same. You can play the seed and copy what I did. And if I was to make the save file, I would have to do that myself. But yeah, if you let me know that you want those kinds of things, I can give them to you in the future, rather than just assuming one way or the other. Feedback is the best way to get what you want, really. Won't always work, but it will sometimes. There is a very aggressive path through 4 elites, 2 campfires, one of which is the burning elite. One of which is the burning campfire. We have gold, so we could even go through this shop early in the act. I think that's great. If we somehow aren't doing well, we can bail through here. We can take the burning elite and then bail out of the elites this way. There's a second shop. Maybe a bit low on rest sites, man. I thought that would go away when we went to normal mode, but instead of the only campfire in the second half of the act is here. It's kind of funny. I don't think any of the other routes are that great. If for some reason I'm not feeling confident, yeah, we could path through this. We could go this way to go up here, event, then fight. But if we do this, fight, then event, then we have the option to go left and take just one, which I think is fine. And especially once we get to this point, we can evaluate the super elite possibilities, like the different buffs with combinations with the enemies we'd have to face. Like a strength or max HP book of stabbing might be way too difficult, for example. So yeah, I think we're just gonna go up. We're just gonna go up like this. Unfortunately, this doesn't carry over, so I have to keep the map still. I may download a map drawing thing just to do permanent pathing and keep our eyes on it. But yeah, this is the kind of path I'm looking at. I could go through here too, but that would mean I have to take a hard pull fight. Which way's better? I don't think we're huge on taking a bunch of fights early on in the act. I think we're ready to take an event of some kind. Like, fights give us cards, potions, gold, which are nice, but have diminishing returns over the course of a game. I think it's still some of the best things you can do. Some events are definitely better. It's just a matter of how much risk you can afford to take. And I think we still have a little bit of setup to go, especially with Onyx Ball Burst, and getting maybe some stuff for these roll attacks before we can go full ham and just get a bunch of resources. So I think we're going to path through this question mark. I was fully expecting birds since we got the avocado. Ooh. We're not able to go into defensive or block at all. That's nice. If we're... This is 1, 2, 3, possibly 3 energy in hand. 32, 40, sorry, 32, 39, 49, 55, 61, 81. Oh, it's not even enough to kill. Alright. Do we still use the spiked energy drink here? I think so, just so we get Now, we don't even care about brace. We're going into defensive mode right now. Doing it right now. 17 and 12 is 29, so we do 15 damage, as well as getting rid of 3 plated armor. Avocado's at 59 plus 11, 70 left. We drew most of our attacks this turn, so we'd have to wait even longer to get back. I think we still keep the spiked energy drink, because if we draw this hand again in a fight where it can actually make a difference, it'd be better to do that. I think we maybe just use the fire potion this fight. And if we do use the fire potion, we want to do it now so we can get an extra plated armor off the avocado, because that will snowball into avocado taking more damage and losing more plated armor, in theory. We also have 40% potion chance again, so I'm just going to do this for now. I think we have very high potential for that making a big difference in this fight. Okay. This I'm just gonna... Huh. Maybe the fire potion wasn't needed. Although I guess I didn't have any idea that I was gonna draw this hand. Also, what was our card that we get this turn? We got the Shaper's Blessing, which gave us 2 extra strength, which was 8 extra damage. So I had no idea that we were going to get this combo. I don't know. I think that was still correct, because we just got lucky. And also we got a potion anyway. Awesome. Hey, a ruby. I was just saying about how we need a temporary buff for Bubble Burst. Maybe we shouldn't be picky. Besides, we don't have any temporary strength other than Ancient Power, but we do have 2 sources of dexterity. Ancient Power, Temporal Strike. And that means we have better chances of getting dexterity anyways, in hand with Bubble Burst. So I think it makes sense to do that. I think it makes sense to take the strength over the dex. Our other options are Orb Walk Plus, which I guess works well with Curl Up, but we'd have to draw in the same hand. That would be 5 strength if we could pull that off, but we don't have enough stasis support. And we have Walker Claw, which is not upgraded. Okay. So 4 times attack. I think. No, it's 3 times base. Yeah, 3 times base. And we only have Ancient Power for strength. So yeah, I'm going to take the Ruby. And this is also why we took the question. And like I said before, we have a lot of setup to make this deck coherent and work properly, so we're going to take the event over the fight. Oh boy. Okay, so this is not the downfall mode event, so we do not have the option to fight. It'd be funny if we did, but we do not. So we could grab Jax for a little bit of brace generation at the cost of HP, as well as some strength. I like to mention that as an upside. We can transform 2 strikes. Transforms on Guardian are a little we don't necessarily want... I don't think very many of the cards we could get we would want. Like there's some cards that would be unplayable, like the cards that require us to get 20 block. It'd be pretty challenging to do that consistently. Harden and Guardian Whirl are the 2, I believe. Yeah. Then there's gems. There's sockets. There's more stasis stuff. Gems, stasis. What's the third thing? Defensive mode. Brace we would definitely not mind getting more of. Although the chances of us getting a Brace 8 cards, which are the ones we really want, are really low. But yeah, since we have Pilot's Codex, we don't really want more stasis. We don't have a lot of room for gems. We don't have a lot of gems for socketed cards, especially not like commons. So I don't think we take the transforms. Or we could just take the 3 strength on turn 1. If we had Giga Beam, that would be a lot better. But we still have. You know what's really funny? That's a temporary buff. So with Resilient Plate, that would do something. But only Resilient Plate. I guess the Onyx as well, until we get it socketed. I don't think we need Jax. I think we have enough power to not have to take a 0-cost setup card like that. I think we take the mutagens, and then we can, we find other ways to reduce our debuffs. You know, maybe this is the game where we take a what do you call it? The card that the Overload, and upgrade it for once. Maybe grab another. Maybe if we find another energy relic at the end of Act 2, then we upgrade the card. The extra draw would be really nice and usable for once. I really don't like taking the downside of Overload, but we could make it work. Interesting relics. We have Bottled Anomaly, which is like which we've seen a bunch of times already, but just to reiterate, it's like Stasis, but you don't have to use Stasis. Remove it from your draw pile at the start of turn 3, add it to your hand, it costs 0, and that's permanent. So we could just make our Bauble Burst free starting on turn 3. Guaranteeing that it comes at that point, rather than like a 50-50 or a 40-60 against the heart. Maybe that's okay. Because like if we go against the heart and it's not, then if we draw it turn 1, that's bad. If we draw it past turn 3, that's bad. So maybe guaranteeing it on turn 3 for half the value is fine. Also, we have Resilient Plate. We could draw earlier. I don't know. Maybe that's actually bad then. Because like having 2 chances makes it harder for it to whiff. And it gives us better chance of getting it on turn 2. We don't have great use for Sadistic Nature or Dramatic Entrance. I don't think we can get boss cards in this mode. I'm just realizing. Other than Tiny Bowler Hat. Huh. Dramatic Entrance is interesting since we have mutagens, though. I don't think we take it. Although it upgrades to 12. So it'd be 15 damage to all enemies for 0 cost. Oh, we have Bag of Prep. Ooh. This may be the Dramatic Entrance buy. Anyways, top cards. Guardian World, no. Priming Shot, no. Pre-program. I guess if we were to go into Stasis, that would be the card to take. Even though we have Pilot's Codex, I would definitely consider that. I don't think I'm going to pay for it, though. Although maybe we should go into defensive. Maybe we should go into Stasis a bit more, since we don't really have an energy relic right now. We have 3.5 energy, which I kind of just say is 3, which is, I think saying 3.5 is a bit generous. On 4 energy, it's more like 4.5, but on 3 energy, it's like 3 1/3, maybe 3.3. So getting a free Stasis card may not be the worst idea. Also, it's another socket which we can put a Dexterity gem into or something. Excuse me. 85 gold for that, I think, is a bit much maybe. There's also Prayer Wheel for double cards from fights, normal fights. We'd be getting 1, 2, 3, 4 extra card rewards. Would I pay 300 gold for 4 extra card rewards this act, and then maybe double that next act? Maybe 5 more even? So it'd be 9. That'd be like almost the value of 2 orreries. but I wouldn't even want to take an orrery in Act 3 most of the time unless I have spare gold. So I don't think we buy the prayer wheel. I think we buy the bottled anomaly and the card remove and dramatic entrance. Time capacitor, we definitely want more if we had a lot more stasis. You know, I've said in the past that this is like a win condition. If you are able to fill up 5 stasis slots, you're able to get a lot of value out of free cards. Maybe I should be taking that more often and then building harder into stasis. I don't think now is the time. I think we are going a very strict direction here. Very strict? Yeah. I think we're especially looking to take more block codes. But, yeah, I'm going to just take Dramatic Entrance, move a strike, and I'm going to bottle anomaly something. With the Resilient Plate, maybe we don't do the Bobble Burst. Maybe we do the roll attack. Oh, no, we do the Repulsor. Maybe? We definitely don't want to draw it late. We definitely don't want to draw it in some fights anyway. Yeah, I think that's a good enough reason. I think the fact that it's situational and the times that we don't want to draw it late are fine. Like, in the Heart fight, the Heart doesn't put statuses in your deck until the end of turn 1 anyway. So you spend 1 turn without it, then you get 2 more turns with some statuses, and then you get the Repulsor. I think that's acceptable. I don't think the chances of me getting it on turn 1 or 2 outweigh the chances of us getting it on turn 4 or 5. They're probably going to be the same chances, but the downside of one is worse than the upside of the other. So yeah, I'm going to do this one Repulsor, and then worry about this card in most fights. And the fights we do want to worry about it, we'll get it. Especially since most statuses go into the discard anyway. Like, Slavers put wounds into the discard, and so does Book of Stabbing. Donu Deka also do that, and maybe Time Eater. I don't remember if Time Eater is draw or discard. I think it's discard. So yeah, second shuffle is when it matters the most anyway. So I think this is the right play. I look forward to. I think since this works out so well, I'm looking forward to seeing it work out. Okay, Twin Slam is perfect for right now. Do Ancient Power, Twin Slam, and Dramatic Entrance. It's a lot of attacks. It's 6 attacks? If we only had something for Stasis right now, we'd be able to... Oh wait, no, this is 4 attacks, right? I was thinking that we'd have 3 attacks for every bird. Or something. Yeah. So, let's do this. We got 2 energy with Twin Slam and Dramatic Entrance. This is 4 attacks. I'm going to down one of the birds that are buffing, since this reduces strength this turn. This will attack for 0 times 6. I'm going to get the one with more HP as well. I'm going to do more damage to this bird. Choose to do this. Yeah. Ooh, Stasis Field. I mean, it disables the Pilot's Codex, but why would you want anything else? Okay. Now we gotta deal with 2 birds attacking. We can't quite knock this down or kill it. It's unfortunate. And this draw is really bad. Can't even go into defensive? That sucks. I guess I could if I take 12 right now. It's probably better than taking 13, huh? And then this does Thorns damage. Neither of the potions help. I guess this saves us 6, but that's really not... I don't care. The fight's not going to last long enough for this to do enough, because once I go into defensive, this is going to take a bunch of damage. from Thorns. This is almost dead. This guy's gonna be almost dead. Yeah, this makes us take one more. Because we take 7 from this and then 6 from this, rather than taking 12 and then 0. That's just how it's gonna be. Ow. You get to die now. Wow, our stasis is amazing. That won't last long though. Alright. 6. Alright. It's fine. We're all good. Boss potion. Interesting. This is our second fight of the act. We got the weak potion from our first fight. So we had a 30% potion chance. I guess 30% save 6 was worth it. I don't know. Do we need the spiked energy drink anymore? Maybe, maybe not. Is boss maybe actually, you know what? Boss potion probably isn't that good. There's only like a couple things that would really do something, and when you need a potion, you kind of need to know what you're getting from it. If you're going to replace something else. Like, the best ones would be Slime Crush, Atoma Beam. I guess Champ has some utility. The other one is Collectors is good. So that's like 3.5 hits, and then Time Eater doesn't matter. Donodeca is meh. Waken 1, I guess, does something, but I don't think you can get that from a potion, since it's healing. I could be wrong about that. I don't remember the exact rules. I know getting a potion that heals you, you can get from Alchemize, on Silent specifically, like a fruit juice or a regen potion. You can get those. But getting a card from a potion, I think, is a different story. So we'd have like a 50-50 per card, like a 3.5 out of 7, because we can't get our... No, there's also Invincible. It's 3.5 out of 8. And there's 3 chances. I think it's still... I think the chance is still high enough that we whiff. That we don't want to take the boss potion over what we have. Although, the past couple of fights, we had opportunities to use the spiked energy drink, and it didn't really help. Because all my expensive cards are damage. We're probably going to have a time where we need to use the bubble burst. I can definitely see that happening. Or both roll attacks. Yeah, we're going to keep both these potions over boss. Emerald. Tourmaline Temporal Shield. Well, now we're being given the opportunity to switch to Emerald Bubble Burst rather than Ruby Bubble Burst. Excuse me. Or we could socket the Emerald in another card even. You could find another thing like Temporal Strike to do it with. I think since it's a common, if we find another way to use an emerald, we'll find it later. And use it later. Yeah, I think I'm going to let these go. Also, Temporal Shield. We don't have enough stasis support to make it consistent, and 1 energy, draw 1 card I don't think is good enough. Although, since we have Dexterity, block cards get better. I think we can still wait to do it. We have Sustain with our potions. We're going to wait. Oh boy. This is 21 damage. Necronomicon would be really good. As usual. Nilrees could be good, although I don't really like it. The free power one, Enchiridion, probably be the weakest here. Because Guardian powers are really situational. It would be like a really nerfed toolbox if we got that one. Also, we'd be giving up all of our HP but 12. I guess we technically have 22 because of the potions. I don't... Like, Necronomicon would be insane. It'd be absolutely insane. But I think the chance of the other two makes it that we just don't do it. Even Nilrees. I don't really like Nilrees just because of how you have to play with it. It adds so much extra decision making. Yeah, I'm gonna just leave it. Like, especially since you have such low HP. Now we gotta make the decision, am I going this way? Or am I taking the safer route? Alright, so the 4 buffs are HP, regen, plated armor. Plated armor? Plated armor? Is that the one? Metallicize. It's metallicize. HP, regen, metallicize, and strength. And then our 3 elites are Gremlin Leader, Slavers, and Book of Stabbing. I think Metallicize or Regen Gremlin Leader would be rough. I think Strength and HP on Slavers and Book of Stabbing would be rough. So... Oh, Regen on Book of Stabbing would also be pretty bad. We also still have to socket at Bobble Burst, upgrade it, and then socket the Onyx before we're finally set up to take the to take on a Super Elite, I think. So I think we go left, take the 2 elites rather than the 3. We may even have to bail out here because there's 2 more fights before the campfire. Alright, I'm gonna go left. We're gonna start out with the Ruby, Bobble Burst. I could rest here, but I think 43 HP is enough, plus potential extra potions. Maybe I should be using potions more often at low chance, because of the healing. Anyways, Bobble Burst upgrade. Okay, we got the easiest hard pull fight. That's great. Alright, Ancient Power, Curl Up, Temporal Strike, Defend, and Dramatic Entrance is 3 energy. I think since this fight goes on so long, we're going to put Roll Attack into Stasis. Yeah. Especially since by that time we'll hopefully be out of defensive mode and can actually get the brace again. Okay. Alright, Invincible. Bobble Burst is here. We get to keep 1 strength if we do that? Wow. This is 10 plus 12 is 22. But this is also 22. Okay. Defensive mode's more important here because I think we're about to get attacked. Can't do defense 3 times in a row. Yeah. Remove all debuffs as you're below half health. Oh yeah, that happens. Forgot. But we don't have any temporary debuffs this turn because we drew them all early. But now I get 3 strength, so that's fine. We have 6 counter. Okay. Great. Goodbye. Can I kill here? We have 3 strength, right? This is 34 plus 19, 53. Not quite enough. This is 13 plus 16 plus 13 plus 25. That's got to be enough. Yeah. Garnet. Oh gosh. Sheesh. Am I gonna have to put this Onyx in something else? Oh, jeez. Maybe that's fine. Since we have Resilient Plate. I don't know. Garnet's really, really good in Bubble Burst. Maybe it was a mistake to take the Strength Gem and socket that. Maybe I should have just put the Onyx in and waited for something else. I don't think I could have known I would have got Garnet, though. I think I would have skipped Amethyst. I think that would have been okay. Garnet's probably like the only one that I would have cared about, other than maybe like Citrine. But Citrine would have probably gone in roll attack anyway. Sheesh. I mean, a 0-cost vulnerable is still pretty good. If I draw it turn 1 with Dramatic Entrance, that's just insane. I think I'm going to take this anyway. We're going to see if we can make it work with something. It's like a 3rd or 4th Tourmaline we've seen in there as well. Didn't one, of course. Alright, well, this is a turn. This is definitely a Spiked Energy Drink. I think we can get 2 kills here if we do this. Awesome. Bubble Burst first, then Dramatic Entrance. We gotta do some math here. Because right now we have 3 strength, we're about to have 9. Or 6 more than what these show here. Our 4 energy is probably going to be Twin Slam, Roll Attack, and the Defend. Because we don't have a way to put anything into Stasis. There's going to be 17 to all enemies, so we're at 34, 42, 34. This is 25, this is 16, that's 41. The shivs will be a total of 38 with roll attack. Hmm. 13 plus 17 is 30. We do 21 to something. '21 we can't do neatly. So I think Bubble Burst goes on Taskmaster. 39? Yeah. Alright. Do it like this. Do it like this. Oh yeah. Twin Slam does that. Forgot. Yeah, this is 41. That's fine. We get another kill. So it matters. Probably could have done that better. That's okay. I think we're gonna need this overload. Maybe. Nope. Alright, good fight. Peace fight. Ooh, interesting. Floating orbs plus. With this much strength, I think it's time. Fragmented gem. It's a shame that we already got the one. Actually, could we get it multiple times in one game? We might be able to get the one Forge event again. The Grim Forge. Maybe we can remove the gems in here and then replace them with Garnet and something else. Fragmented gem. I guess it's doing something. Because we got it so early, we were able to replace any kind of multi-attack that we would need. And Orb Slam is just going to provide us with the rest of the game. Yeah. Alright. Took 4 damage that fight. Whetstone we can probably just say no to. We'd be upgrading strikes, roll attacks, charge core, temporal strike, or dramatic entrance. And I'm probably just going to upgrade dramatic entrance normally anyways. I want to toke the strikes. Yeah. Really not a fan of Whetstone. It can have its moments, of course, but more and more I feel like it's just doesn't have a lot of opportunity to upgrade good cards. It's kind of like how Bottled Flame is bad. Obviously, Whetstone is not detrimental like Bottled Flame can be, but it targets attacks which are generally not the cards you care about the most. Alright, Bubble Burst makes this 17. Dang. That's too bad. We could use the Blessing of the Forge here to make it enough. 17 to 21? Ooh, that's enough to kill that. Would literally only affect this. But, like, I don't see this being very good. In the long run anyways. It has some good hits, but this gets weaker the further in the game it goes on, so I'm just going to get rid of it. Yeah, here we go. Goodbye. I just realized I could have upgraded the ships. Well, hope that doesn't come back to bite me. Laser turret, you can do things, right? Yeah, you can do things. Goodbye. Red candle, okay, well. Floating orbs are already paying off big time. Third roll attack. Don't think we take that. Maybe in another deck, but here I think 2 is enough for now. If we need another, we can find another. Harden and Temporal Shield, I think we still skip. We're gonna go left. We're gonna maybe get another potion by the time we get to that elite. I am so glad it's not attacking this turn, but holy cow. Resilient Plate Onyx on turn 1 before we get the chance to clear the debuffs. Dang. At least I can maybe do Roll Attack Resilient Plate to get us closer to defensive. I can also do Roll Attack Charge Core. First things first, Jesus. Oh, and we get to keep Strength, yay. We can keep all 3 strength if I play Resilient Plate. I think that's worth. Very nice. Recover. Definitely recover. Walk card. Oh. Well, we go into defensive now, I think. Do we have enough damage? 21, 32 is 53. Yeah, we do enough because of Malleable. Yep. Awesome. 0 damage fight. Thank you, Tiny Bowler Hat. Shield spikes. I think now we take that. We skipped one earlier. Now we have the chance to take it again. Block card works well with our dexterity. It's another brace 8. Yeah, I think now's the time. Earlier we needed damage. Now we need block. You and Snake Plant need to leave. Leave the Spire forever. $11 and 9 is not quite enough to kill that, but I probably wouldn't want to anyways. Block for 5 more? Yeah. Oh, I probably should have used the potion now. Oh well. That would have been 6 HP, and then 4 HP. Would have been 10? Wow, yeah. Well, this fight's still gonna go on for a few turns, I think. Oh yeah, and we're gonna be vulnerable too. Okay, I'm just gonna do this now. That was 6 damage now that I'm vulnerable. That just saved. This turn didn't matter. Defensive. Okay, maybe a bit of a waste of a weak potion. Could have saved more if I had done on turn 1, but instead it only saved 6. Oh well. Stasis Field. That's a good fit with our dexterity. Could grab another Ancient Power as well. But I think Stasis Field's perfect. It turns off our Codex, but I don't care. Codex is kind of really situational. Yeah, I'd rather have a consistent block. I think that solves our block for most of the game. We might have to worry about the heart. But if I was in downfall mode, I would definitely be chilling right now between our brace generation and the Dex plus Stasis Field. Alright, Onyx. Going right into Bobble Burst. Vulnerable still doesn't have a great place. Could Toke right now. We don't have very many great upgrades. What would we do? Dramatic Entrance, Stasis Field, Resilient Plate, Ancient Power. Those would be the ones. But we can Toke Strikes. Honestly, Toking Strikes makes Stasis Field better anyway. The sooner we get to it, the more value we get out of it. Ancient Power, Resilient Plate, and Dramatic Entrance. Ancient Power and Resilient Plate could both wait. I think Dramatic Entrance would benefit the most from an upgrade. But I think Toking does even more. Alright. Time for another Slaver's fight. And unfortunately, we don't have an insane turn 1 hand. 28, 39, this upgrade would not have mattered. Unless we drew another strike, in which case we would have been able to kill one. We're going to do Dramatic Entrance, and then maybe we're going to do Stasis Field. I guess roll attack? I think roll attack puts us in defensive after these two attack. We take 13 plus 8, yeah. Okay. And then we block 10 out of 14. That's worth 2 defends. Yeah. So we do this damage if we can. Ow. Oh, Garnet? Never mind. Well, I guess it's not upgraded, so I guess one more turn couldn't hurt. I don't think we do Ancient Power. I think we skip that. And since we have 7 Thorns, this is going to die. So yeah, we're going to throw this into Stasis. Play all these heroes. We got 40 block. We're doing great. We're back into defensive. They're both going to die to Thorns and or Soul Burn. Yeah. Alright, decent fight. Oh, permanent Thorns, okay. Hey, another Ancient Power. A Vent Steam. Vent Steam and Garnet. I think second Ancient Power is what we want here. I don't know if I've ever done this before. I definitely haven't had a temporary buff thing. Build quite like this before. I don't even do gems very much. Is it actually Ancient Power? We only have Resilient Plate and Bubble Burst, which already has strength in it. If I had known I was taking another Ancient Power, I would not have socketed that strength gem. Man, the regret is too high right now. You know what? Maybe we don't need the Ancient Power. It's a lot of setup. Even if we add another Resilient Plate, I think it would be too much setup. I think we need out cards. We need actual dexterity using cards. Vent Steam. You know, I could absolutely just put that in, put the Garnet in that, and then have an upgraded thing. Then again, an unsocketed Garnet is maybe just fine. I'm going to skip for now. I don't think we need to do commons or Ancient Power. Another tough boss. Oh right, we already have the thing socketed. We might just need to rest since I used my potions. Didn't get any potions back. That kind of sucks. I guess we used up our potion chance way too early. 34 HP, huh? We're probably gonna need it. Going into collector of all people. Actually, we have a lot of debuff reduction. I don't think it's enough to greed a Toke or a Smith, but I'm not too worried about this fight. Definitely want to save this for when we have a debuff reduction in hand. Do I want to save Dramatic Entrance for next turn, actually? Kind of like that idea. Go into defensive immediately. I think I like that idea too. Yeah. Alright. Lots of block for this turn. Oh, and she's gonna buff as well. Wow. Okay. $22, $38. Okay. Oh boy. Start with Bobble Burst here. On Collector, maybe? Yeah. Okay. Not sure if that turn could have gone better or not, but not a big deal. We're going to save Brazilian Plate. And go into defensive now. Right before we get all the debuffs. Man, we missed Bubble Burst and this. Sheesh. We don't have any debuff reduction this turn, but that's fine. Apparently. I also don't have to darn it this turn. This would have been a good turn to just go crazy. We missed. It's fine though. Okay, apparently we didn't even need to rest. We have so much damage. Also, the debuff reduction didn't matter at all this fight. Thank you, Tiny Bowler Hat, for your value. Oh boy, another Bubble Burst. Could socket the garden in that one. I was secretly hoping for another Bubble Burst just to do that. Construction Form for extra strength, extra buffer. It's expensive though. We might not even get a 5th energy, so if we drew that with our 2-cost cards, we'd be having problems. I think second Bobble Burst is worth it. We can find another gem to make it really good as well. So I'm going to take it. Also over Laser Turret, so... Okay. Not taking Sozu with Ornithopter, that's not a good idea. I don't think we take Philosopher's Stone either. I think we're doing okay enough on 3 energy to just maybe say, I don't want to take a downside for the heart. We'll find other ways to make things cheaper, like maybe some stasis stuff. And take the Astrolabe. It's a bit weird, but maybe worth it. Could get rid of the Charge Core or Strike. What will be our third one? A Defend? I don't really want to do that. Maybe a Roll Attack? I don't know. If this was downfall mode, Philosopher's Stone would be, I think, the pick. But going up against the Heart, that's a 15 times attack. Definitely want to keep it at lower strength values. Oh man, Astrolabe. Why are you so awkward? Maybe the defense aren't quite good enough to say that the dex value is worth it yet. We were looking for other block cards. And we can find some when we Astrolabe anyway. Yeah, alright. We'll do Strike, Defend, and Charge Core. Charge Core. Oh boy. Body Slam, Repulsor plus Planning plus. This is why I don't like transforms. I was hoping this would be the time where it paid off, but I feel like that was a whiff. Even the Body Slam, we're not generating that much block. I guess the planning's good. We wanted extra stasis. Alright, I really need to eat something. So I'm going to take the opportunity to pause here and take a break. And when we come back, we'll finish the rest of the game. So see you in just a second. And we're back. Back and ready to tackle Act 3 and Act 4, hopefully. We have not taken our super elite yet, so we have to go up through here. Thankfully, it's not a turtle path. Actually, we can grab 4 elites if we want to. Pretty crazy. Let's review our deck real quick. I think as far as defense goes, we're doing pretty okay. We got some sustain. We got a weak potion, just in case something goes badly wrong. The 3 cards we just got are not the best, but we can probably make them work. More slots for gems is fine, of course. Especially if we find like quartz that go great in the planning. For example, we could take another dex gem, another strength gem, if we so desire. Probably dex gem over strength. And we're still looking for plenty of other gems as well. Probably looking for a second one to put in Bobble Burst, a couple to put in Roll Attacks. It does look like we were somewhat dependent on defensive mode, going into defensive once or twice a combat up until the bosses. We got Stasis Field for some consistent block. You know, so long as we have dexterity. So I think we still need to work on our block system a bit, especially since that'll help our body slam, which we just got. But overall, I'm not too worried about what's going to happen. As far as taking elites, we got 3. The 3 that we have to worry about are Reptomancer, Nemesis, and Giant Head. I don't think Giant Head's going to be too much of a problem. We have decent scaling. We have the ability to play extra cards per turn. Floating Orbs especially helps, but also anything relating to Stasis, such as Stasis Field. In our planning, give us more cards per turn and thus more damage. Reptomancer, I think we have enough attacks to handle. Let's see for a second. We've got a total of 8 attacks. I guess 7, but also Floating Orbs makes it 1 per turn, which is quite a bit. With 22 cards, that's probably going to be around 4.5. So we have 11.5 attacks in the deck, I guess. By that, to make it sort of an equivalent. Maybe we'll round down to 11 there. It's pretty healthy for, that's half the deck, right? Well, I guess if it's an extra card per turn, it's not really. Oh well. I think overall it's enough damage anyway to take on the daggers. Of course, this is just the beginning of Act 3, so we have time to get a bit stronger. In order to get this campfire here, we'd have to bail out to the right, but I think that's fine. If we're not strong enough to take the elites on, then we will want to skip them anyways, so going this way. Taking some events, another shop, doesn't seem so bad. So I kind of want to just go through here. Do we have any priority upgrades we're looking for? Bobble Burst, perhaps? Ancient Power, finally. Stasis Field and Resilient Blade are interesting. So we have some. With only a couple campfires left in the act, we're going to have to recall on one of them. So we're not going to get very many upgrades, but I don't think they'll be too necessary. So I'm going to go through this path. We're going to see what happens. With Stasis Field and Ancient Power, that'll be enough block for this turn, so we can spend the rest on Twin Slam and Dramatic Entrance. Oh wait, no we can't, because this is only one. This is 1 energy. It's fine. Just as long as we don't play Second Slam. Do full block this turn. That was already 40 damage, so 43 looks like... Looks like we're going to be taking 16 this turn. That's not great, but oh well. A lot of damage. Another planning plus. Maybe? I think we can do better than that. And, it's kind of a question of if we're oversaturating. We did transform the, what do you call it? The charge core, I think? No, it's the attack that goes into stasis. So we have an extra stasis slot from the first parts of the fight. That means planning and curl up are our only stasis things. Yeah, so we do have room for more if we want. So maybe it's not such a bad idea to take this and then just try and find as many gems on the way there as possible. Of course, socketing is going to be an issue. We take a second one. What are the other stasis options? There's suspension plus, but only the upgraded version. Future plans I would also accept, I think. What else? I don't remember very many others. Pre-program would be one. I think since it's still so early, I have to wait, so I'm not going to take this yet. Is that the power boost that we need, though? Maybe I should take it just because it's that. Yeah, I don't know. I think it could go either way. I'm gonna take it just so we have enough power to get through these early fights. The more power we have now, the less we'll have to worry about it later anyways. $11. This will be enough to kill the exploder, so I'm gonna play Radic Entrance. It took 2 damage, okay. Now we're going to take 5 with the Spiker. Handful of zero-cost cards is crazy. Didn't have enough thorns to break the defensive block, so we were able to do that. Molotov. Oh yeah. Since I took a break, I went and changed the mod config so it doesn't do that anymore. I personally prefer it because I know the cards, but for the sake of the series, it's important to make sure that we have the stuff laid out so you can read all the descriptions if we need a refresher. Tourmaline, huh? We have a lot of debuff reduction here that we could potentially take it and actually scale up Thorns, but I don't think that's our answer. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 empty gem slots. It'd take a lot to be able to fill all of them. Maybe I should just take it. But then again, I would have to go to a campfire to socket it. I think there's better things we can take. Shield Charger. I think we have so much setup that we just want actual block cards to put in stasis and make them cost 0. So I'm going to skip that. Okay. With these potions, I think we can take this. And I think it's worth it for a rare relic. Too bad this doesn't count as an elite fight. This turn isn't so great, but we can maybe we can go into defensive mode with roll attack and 1 attack here. also going to use this Molotov here, because Molotov is not my favorite potion. Just is not very strong. Taking quite a bit of damage here. I did say I was a bit low on block, but this is pretty bad. Stasis Field Body Slam should kill here. Yeah. Now we just gotta worry about the right guy. But thankfully we have a 30 damage head start. Molotov. And now the fourth one can. Maybe we didn't need to use the potion there. I don't know. Hey, Dueling Glove. That makes the Garnet maybe not so great. Oh well. It's not like I'm not going to take it. Shield Spikes number 2. Yeah. Again, we're pretty low on energy, so 2 cost cards aren't the greatest, but with Stasis they would probably be better. I don't want to spend energy, I don't want to spend HP here. So let's see what we get. The Bomb, Discovery, Swift Strike. I think we skip these. We are very low HP. Wonder if I overestimated myself here. Taking 24 versus 17. I don't think this is a good enough use for the weak potion, but sheesh. Also, it's just 1 away from being able to kill with roll attack. That sucks. Shield Spikes Defend is 17. We're taking 5 from this if we do that. That's enough to put us into defensive mode, I guess. Wow. Remove all block, you said. Okay. The good news is we still have a lot of damage once we're set up. I don't think any of these we want, so... And hopefully we survive this. Because, wow. Those, this path was not kind to us. Wish I had 5 energy for this. Could go into defensive mode right now instead of playing the Bubble Burst. That may be a better idea. Yeah, this doesn't come out for another turn, so I think we do that just in case the 45 attacks us. Also, I did the larger attack version because Dueling Glove only procs on single target attacks. So playing the Dramatic Entrance first would not have worked. And there's the 45. Last Stand is here. Okay. And we have enough to full block, so that's good. Does mean that Body Slam doesn't do anything. I'll do the 1 damage anyway, just in case it's somehow relevant later. I guess I'm glad now that I have 2 repulsors, because they're debuffing again. So that's fun. Also, Prepare Crush doesn't do anything here. I'm getting Stasis Field on all the wrong turns. I am probably going to need more energy next turn, though, so... There we go. However, I don't enter Stasis quite... Maybe if I use my energy on... Roll attack there, I would be able to get into it. I don't know. There's 0 costs, as usual. We got Body Slam on the wrong turn again. Twin Slam will help here, taking this to 3x3. I have 6 Dexterity, so I don't have to play Shield Spikes here if I don't want to. I'm probably still going to do it anyways. There was nothing else in the game to give me extras. Debuffs, so... You know, this is going pretty well, actually. Despite all the damage we're dealing with in tandem. How much damage is this? Enough to kill, it looks like. Nice. That's great. Emerald. I would like to take that. Also, Eternal Feather is great. I don't think we have the HP to be taking these elites. But then again, we did just fight Nemesis. Maybe we're fine. I have a Fire Potion now. I really want to take this Emerald. I'm gonna do it. And we're gonna see what happens here. Falling. This is the dramatic entrance. Oh my gosh, I guess I have to. Stasis Field and Floating Orbs are both really important. Sad. That does make me worse at Reptimancer. I guess that makes me better for the rest of the game, though? Maybe? It also helps in the Awaken 1 fight. But I guess getting my setup into play is pretty important anyway. Too bad it didn't target, like, my Repulsor Plus. I don't need 2 of them. Man, I really want to take those elites, but... If I whiff on my draws, I also just can't kill all the daggers. So, we're gonna go right. No use in dying. Oh, well. Say no more. Full heal for max HP. Max HP is not a big deal on Guardian. Blue candle. Well, we're not in downfall mode, so this can actually be taken. Alright. I don't have to go here for the heal, but like I said before, we have upgrades we want. And also, Act 3 hallway fights are annoying as hell. Oh. Oh. That's really nice. That's going to be really good for the heart, too. Because Repulsor stacks with this, so we're going to draw 2 cards and exhaust the status. I guess that technically makes this worse, but... Oh yeah, we have Toking, too. Forgot about that. Let's enhance these first. Emerald, probably just going to go into one of the plannings. Yeah, but where does Garnet go? Does it go in Bobble Burst like I planned? Yeah, this is just going to go in a planning. Since I have Dueling Glove and Floating Orbs, I could socket the Garnet into the Bobble Burst and then toke the Bobble Burst. I've done similar strategies before on lesser cards, at the, the Grimforge event, where I socket cards and then use that to either remove the card or the gem that I socket. Yeah, I kind of just want to do that. Now I don't feel so bad about having this. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. This is another expensive card that takes up our draw, and it's not doing enough right now to justify being in the deck. So I think this will actually make our deck better. Goodbye. And yeah, toking I think still takes priority over upgrades. We don't have any super priority ones. Alright, Merchant, what do you got? Ooh, Dolly's Mirror. Oh, this is all screwed up because of the socketing. Hang on. There we go, that's better. Does it work now? Yeah. So if I were to duplicate something, what would I duplicate? Probably some kind of defensive card? Maybe the Resilient Plate? Maybe... Could just do the Bobble Burst. Could do the Stasis Field. Oh, I think that's our answer. If I duplicate this Repulsor, I think it comes back as 0 cost. Just without the bottle. Because of weirdness of how well that's calculated. Twin Slam is also a defensive card, somewhat. I think the existence of the Crystal Ship in it makes it worse. I think the Stasis Field is our answer, if we were to duplicate something. There is, of course, Gambling Chip. Gambling Chip plus Bag of Prep is insane. This is useless at this point. None of the cards look good enough. Enlightenment's interesting, but not quite there. If I was in real danger, I'd be buying the Fairy in the Bottle, but we found them out. The Moai Head? Yeah. That's what it's called. Gambling Chip card remove I can afford. Man. Is it Gambling Chip or is it Dolly's Mirror? Also, would I remove the Repulsor at this point? Probably not. I don't see any other card to remove, though. Unfortunately, we don't have enough gold to buy both relics. It would be 507. Gambling Chip. Gambling Chip actually would make this Repulsor obsolete, pretty much, because I can get to this as soon as possible. Getting to our set of cards as fast as possible is also really important. Especially all the 0 cost stuff, the planning, the floating orbs, stasis field, bobble burst maybe even, or ancient power, resilient plate, that kind of stuff, curl up. Anything that can help us start our power really fast. I think that's probably the answer, but man, I really wish I had Dolly's Mirror. Maybe it's not so bad though. Like, we're just duplicating the rare. Which is a lot of value, but probably not as much as this. Right, so we're gonna remove a card as well. Actually, do I just wait for Act 4? Because I have Toke, if I really want to remove something, and I'm having a trouble figuring out what I would even want Toke here. Body Slam would be an option, although I think that's just too much damage. Maybe we could get rid of Temporal Strike now, since that's just an attack. It has Dexterity attached, but we have 2 other ways with Ancient Power planning. I think at this point, block cards are a lot better than attacks. You could make the argument to remove Roll Attack, but I think the Brace is still worth it. Sometimes. If we didn't have as much stasis, I think Roll Attack would go. I guess Temporal Strike is technically a 0 cost, so maybe I should be thinking about Roll Attack more. Especially since we have Resilient Plate and 2 Shield Spikes now. Yeah, you know what? That sounds like the correct move. Time to get rid of a Roll Attack. Alright, now we can't afford anything else, so it's time to go. Could remove the other roll attack as well, but I'm going to leave myself a bit flexible and recall now. Burning Elite time. It was not Reptomancer. Cinder's Bane can go. Defend, Shield Spikes, defend can go. Ancient Power can stay. Alright. We did not get a debuff reduction in our hand, sadly. So, I'm just gonna... I guess I could have gotten rid of the other planning with Gambling Chip and then just assumed I was going to draw the other one most of the time. I'm going to keep this. Alright, so we have 6 energy worth of cards in our hand. I think the card we don't play is Shield Spikes. Maybe I'm incorrect, though. Maybe it's Bubble Burst. Maybe it's Curl Up Brazilian Plate. Yeah, Curl Up doesn't... I mean, it gets us more brace, but we don't quite want to go into defensive yet. This is turn 2. So turn 3 would be another small thing. Yeah, well, I'll skip on the 1 costs. We'll do this. Good. Alright, let's get all our 0 costs. Temporal Strike first, because that's a debuff for Last Stand. And then we can get more block from this. Go into defensive. Yeah. Resilient Plate was also in hand, but I don't think we needed to do that. In fact, I'll do this. Damage. Very nice. Also, we keep a bunch of block from defensive mode, giving us more counter. Yeah, this is a deck that doesn't want to rely on strength so much as it does block power. Still don't have a debuff reduction in hand with our dexterity. At least we were able to get 2 last turn. Do I have any other way to put the cards into stasis right now? I do not. Alright, well, now we just kind of had a dead planning in the deck. I didn't really think that would happen. But I guess next campfire we can toke it. No big deal. The deck shrunk a lot faster than I thought it would. Is all. 6 damage 2 times is less than 20 damage. Oh, it's dead. Jeez. Okay. Jump scare. I actually jumped. I don't know why. It wasn't going to hurt me. Temporal Shield Plus. Another block card. It's upgraded. Earlier I skipped an unupgraded one, but I think this one's going to be better for us. Or Block Plus is interesting, but I don't think... Again, we don't care about the strength now. I take the Temporal Shield. Upgrades, not super important. I think we can even skip the Resilient Plate, honestly. We've been doing enough with debuff reduction without it being played multiple times. So, second planning is going to go. Alright. On to the Awakening. How many powers do we have? 3? We can live without playing the Repulsors. Just too bad we don't have a way to exhaust cards as this character. Oh, blank card just made another power to compensate. Great. I think we can maybe skip out on the floating orbs too anyway. Maybe? We've also studied the Spire. Jeez. How do we play this fight then? Skip these. like I said, we're going to skip the floating orbs. I think we need to get our other setup into play here. Bubble Burst is a maybe. I think we save Twin Slam with Curl Up. Yeah, I'm just going to do this, see what we draw. The Echo, this exhausts itself, right? Because it's an Echo. It doesn't have the Ethereal Exhaust text on it, which is weird. Okay, we don't play Ancient Power this turn, we do Planning Bauble Burst. That will maybe be enough for this turn. We're actually going to be a bit low, but that's fine. We go into defensive next turn, maybe? Oh, I'm out of stasis space. Okay. Well, that's just how it's going to be. That does exhaust, okay. Oh, that was a power. Yeah. This is 38. But this is 28? Is that even enough? Does this affect all three now? No. It calculates correctly. Let's do that. I'm fine with taking another 4. I do not care about this repulsor. Or this repulsor. 48 incoming. We killed this with this. Do this again. Yeah, this is gonna be fun. I think we're set for the rest of the fight already. 6 dexterity, a stasis field, and all that. Also, we can just do Twin Slam here. We are gonna want to time that later. With Awakened One's second phase so that we can cleanse 4 of its strength. Keep giving me powers, man. Maybe it's fine to take the plated armor, though. Technically, that is more block. I'll do it. Ooh, wow. Okay, so we need to draw Twin Slam now. Okay, great. I don't have a debuff reduction in hand. So I can't, like, use these or anything. Well, I guess with Temporal Shield I could. Okay, we got that. But if I do this, I can only cleanse 1 strength? No, wait, this gives me energy. Okay. I can't do that, though, actually, can I? Oh well, too much damage. Oh, now I'm gonna have crystal ships in here. We're not going to be able to use Bubble Burst for another few turns, so I'm going to just do this. Can't use those, but that's fine. Actually, does the damage... Okay, it didn't even get a chance to cleanse the strength because it was too low. That's fine. We'll go back into defensive this turn, so it's all good. Get most of the... Actually, no, we don't. Do I use this now? It's 26 damage. No, actually, it's only 21 because of plated armor. 2 defense in the draw pile. We whiffed a bit on our draw. Second fight is either Donudeka or Time Eater. I think we beat Donudeka pretty easily. We wouldn't be able to use the potion anyway. I think Time Eater's not going to be too bad either. Do you want to use this on the heart, though? Maybe. There's still plenty of turns. There's still a few turns left in this fight, so I'm going to just take the damage. Go down to 19. If we need to, we can use these in the next fight to gain HP anyway. I'm willing to take that risk. $33 damage now, or 26 block. We have a good chance of drawing Body Slam next turn. Keep our block. Let's get to use Bubble Burst, which is cool. Alright, we win. And it's Time Eater. And we get Floating Orbs from Blank Card again. Interesting. I don't think we use both of these. Or maybe we do, because it's a 32 attack on turn 1. Yeah, we're going to get rid of Bubble Burst instead. Alright. 2... Oh, yeah, I gotta count cards. This is 28. I think that's good enough. Actually, this is 30. And then we have 5 cards next turn? Seems reasonable, I suppose. Also, we get Stasis Field into play. I think that's important. Maybe I should have not played the Body Slam? Hard to tell. Did I not play Floating Orbs last turn? What happened here? Oh, it's right here. I didn't notice because of the green border. Not used to that. 2, 3, 4, 5. Didn't attack this turn, which is fine. Would like a debuff reduction card now. Chance of us actually getting one, 100%. There it is. I do want to use a Tama Beam this turn, just for damage. So I'm going to do that first, then Bubble Burst, I think. I'm not sure which is more damage here. This would be 2, 21, then Cleanse for 10. Now this has got to be more. Actually, 2, 28, maybe 29. 30, actually. Is that how the math works out? 28. Yeah, plus 2 more is 30. Because of weak and vulnerable, yeah. It's a little bit more than what it would normally be. So 32, 42. $42 plus 16, 24. 66 in that order. If we do Tama Beam, Bubble Burst is 26. Plus 24 plus 24 is 74. Okay, that's better. So that was 10 cards. So we're going to have to watch out a little bit. I think we'll still be okay. 10 times 3 here. Wow. A lot of junk in our hand. It's going to gain 2 more strength when we play 2 cards. So to mitigate that, I could play Shield Spike's Twin Slam. We take 6. We're going to have a bunch of junk, like I said, but I think it's worth. Save us HP. Maybe we can play 12 cards this turn. That looks like 9 to me. Can't even put anything in. Oh wait, we can. So that would make 11? Oh, no, we got more with Twin Slam. Okay. Sounds good. So we got 7 left. We need to block 34. That's definitely doable, so we don't have to play any of our defensive cards here. Just do as much damage as we want. We got 3 more cards. This is 21, this is 23, okay. And maybe we try to kill next turn. It's looking promising. We also have the Soulbird player. So that's a minimum of 52. We have 8 strength. Yeah, we're so good here. So good. Alright, didn't have to use our potion. Either one. 8 HP left. That's how you make use of all of it. Well, all but 7. 2,130. Pretty good score. I think the average score for Ascension 20 hovers somewhere between 1,750 and 2,000, so that's pretty good. Don't quote me on that, though. Back up to 58 out of 59. Again, on the upgrade, maybe not so sure. We don't have to worry about Haunted or Flawed taking away our cards, which we would usually have to worry about on 3 energy. Again, if we were in downfall mode, that Philosopher's Stone would have been pretty much an insta-pick. Although maybe we'd actually be dead at that point. Took a lot of damage. No, we'd have more energy to save us health. Yeah. So I could upgrade Resilient Plate or Ancient Power. I don't think we need the Ancient Power upgrade. One-time thing would have been a lot useful earlier in the game. I was saying it would be a later game. No, I was saying it was a mid-game thing. We never really found the opportunity to do it. Resilient Plate, Stasis Field. Yeah. I think we just took our other... Repulsor, maybe? Because we don't need 2. We just wait for this Repulsor and we're fine. Can we even token the bottled Repulsor? No. Could just toke the other roll attack, honestly. Instead of a card that gets rid of itself and is going to be useful in the hard fight. You know what? That's exactly what I'm going to do. Goodbye, roll attack number 2. You were good cards earlier, now not so much. And now we have 45 cards. We're not going to be able to buy anything with. Mummified Hand would have been funny. Lantern would have been interesting. This is useless at this point. We have no rest site after this. Quartz would have been nice to have. Only thing we can afford is Priming Shot, which I don't really care about. Oh well. So yeah, we ran out of time to find gems last act pretty fast. But we took 2 of our gem cards, so the only one that would have had anything to do is planning. So I guess it worked out. Alright. Temporal shield, huh? We don't need the repulsor yet. These actually, no, we do. Because these don't go into the discard, they go into the draw pile. So we are going to need that. I think we get rid of the ancient power. The temporal strike, at least, though. Maybe even the defend. Maybe we just tank the 21 damage from the shield to go into defensive. No, we have a blank card giving us a temporal shield. So with the planning, we'd be able to block a bit more. We're only taking 23 here. Blocking for around 10 would not, blocking for anything less than 10 would not do anything. I don't know. I guess the Twin Slam would we could do Twin Slam on the right and then on the left, so that we're facing left to take less damage from this guy. But the strength down also hits this once, taking it down to 6 times 2 again, even though we're facing away from it. So we take a total of 26 instead. But then we only have 2 energy to play repulsor or whatever. I think we need the opportunity to draw better stuff from defend. I'm gonna do this. Could go right into defensive mode too. That's an option. Wish I had Resilient Plate. Instead it went right into stasis. Oh well. I could also just do repulsor curl up shield spikes rather than do stuff with Twin Slam. That's 4 energy, gets us into defensive with another 24 block. Yeah, that full blocks us. We draw a ton of cards with repulsor. Gelatinous cube. So the card we put into stasis, I think, is going to be Twin Slam, because we're gonna get this out soon enough. We're going to draw back into whatever we don't put, though. And I think I want the Twin Slam sooner than later. Because next turn is the big multi-attack, so if we redraw Twin Slam, we're actually doing pretty good. Because then we can target the right guy. Yeah, we'll do Bubble Burst instead. Alright. 0 damage this turn is nice. Draw a bunch of cards is nice. Very, very nice. We have no decks in hand, so I'm just going to play the Temporal Shield. I'm going to play Ancient Power now, just to get rid of it. So that my buff bar overflows onto Spire Spear, as usual. I'm going to try and use Twin Slam twice on this, so I'm thinking about Orb Slam, Body Slam, Twin Slam. All the slams. Give me all of the slams, please. Give me Denny's Grand Slam. Wait, that hit twice, so that counted? Oh no, it was the Soul Burn. Wow, okay. We do a ton of damage this turn. As well. We're a little short on block, but that's okay, I guess. I don't mind taking 3. In this fight especially. Now I'm going to try and kill the guy on the right. Get this repulsor. Gain 2 more strength. Temporal Strike. Resilient Plate. Slam. Go back into defensive with Curl Up. Is this even going to be enough? 49. So not even with our fire potion would it be enough. And then we take a bunch of damage from Spire Shield. That sucks. Just short. I wonder if I could have done something different to get a little bit extra damage. Maybe sacrifice a bit of blocker somewhere? I don't know. It would have been hard to figure out. Soulburn doesn't come out fast enough either. I think I'm going to do this and then use the Fire Punch. So we only take 7. Hopefully we get a potion from this fight. Really like that. And how much damage can we do to the left side? Apparently more than 99, which is good. You died to silver now. This should be enough block this turn, for sure. Goodbye. Baylor's Lordly Plate. Whenever you brace one more. Great. Not sure if that'll help us get into defensive faster or not. We'll have to see. I don't know if the numbers work out. There's another repulsor. I don't think we want that. Emergency, though. I could definitely see us wanting that. Can't sock with the Aquamarine. Too bad. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. I think that'll be good for this fight. Now, it's gotta be hard. Goodbye Cinder's Bane, goodbye Defends, goodbye Emergency. Keep Resilient Plate just in case, I guess. Or get rid of Body Slam too. Alright. Next turn we should be getting Bubble Burst. Maybe. Okay, we are. Great. That means I don't want to play Temporal Shield either. I want to use this Curl Up next turn, I guess? I do Curl Up now? Maybe? Curl Up on the Echo of Curl Up. To have a little bit of control over Stasis next turn. But we have Stasis Field we want to play. Actually, we might not even have enough energy for that. Oh, we're gonna have statuses shuffled here, so we have no idea if we're gonna get Bubble Burst or not. Oh wait, Gelatinous Cube guarantees it, because we draw 1 for every status. Yeah. So we have 4 energy, we play... I guess we do play Resilient Plate this turn. We're going to do Defend, Resilient Plate, Curl Up, Uncurl Up, Floating Orb, Study the Spire. Could do this for damage, but I don't think we want to do that. I think we want to keep to our 7 block for next turn. Alright, we're going to just leave this. Okay, we got Bubble Burst. I thought we... Didn't we... Oh, no, this is in Stasis. Okay. With the card gen, we actually weren't guaranteed Bubble Burst. I forgot about that. Why do we have 3 in the draw pile? I thought we'd only have 2. Oh, because of Tiny Bowler Hat. Right. Fun fact, Last Stand is in our hand. So that's cool. As far as block goes, if we want to do Bobble Burst this turn for block, I think we can't block very much. So I think we're gonna just do this. We'll play Shield Spikes instead. Look at all those debuffs that just got removed. Beautiful. This is pretty close. Can't even put anything into stasis right now. I'm just using that for brace. So if I do this now, it goes down to 34. 33 even? Yeah, because it rounds down. We don't take any damage here. And then next turn is a 1/15. We have Twin Slam anyway. I think we just take the damage now and save this for a more dangerous attack. Also, if we redraw Body Slam now, that'd be great. Nah. Maybe next turn then. Apparently Your Mind says it's going to be weakened anyway, so... We don't want to draw cards here. We want to keep the Slime because it's drawing this extra with Gelatinous Cube and Repulsor. So it'll eventually draw us 2 cards instead of being neutral. Oh, those thorns. I was like, why is it taking so long? But then I remembered I have this playing on 30 FPS. I could do Emergency to get a bunch of extra block. I guess it doesn't matter whether I play it or not, so I'm just gonna do it. Because of the we hit the damage cap there, so... Take some damage again. That's fine, we're in the damage cap again. Taking 20 is, we have Twin Slam again. We don't even have to use the potion again. We have 15 strength, by the way. We have more ways to gain brace. Yes, we do. That's not dead before yet. Yeah, I only have 6 more defense. But anyway, that's going to be a victory. So, GG. After a long hiatus, I'm glad that I was still able to have a strong start coming back. Especially going in, going up the Spire for once. The harder challenge. Very nice. Custom screen from before this was a part of Downfall. We have a custom background? No. 29:30. Anything unusual about the score? Maybe doesn't seem like it. We killed 4 elites without taking damage. Overkill, deal 99 damage with a single attack for an extra 25. Alright. Very nice. Very close to 3K. Uh-oh. Is it gonna crash? Don't crash, please. We can do it. Alright, so we did crash. But thankfully the run was saved properly, so I can come back here and discuss it. Let's see. What to say about this? First, I guess, we used a strategy that I don't use very often, the temporary buff with debuff reduction to make them permanent. We used on both strength and dexterity to make a somewhat hybrid build. Of course, ended up, I think, leaning... Actually, it's hard to say which way it leaned more towards. We had just enough block for the boss, but we also didn't have a ton of strength. It was a lot, so maybe it leaned in the direction of strength, but we used it in both directions very well. So yeah, it's not a strat that I use very often, but it worked out this time, very conveniently. And speaking of strategies I don't use very often, we got the frag gem at the Grim Forge event, and socketed into Twin Slam, which is a combination of things that I don't do very often. I mean, being forced into the frag gem didn't leave me much of a choice, but it still did a good enough job in the early game. And it was relevant the whole game, you know. We got our deck small enough so that our Twin Slam ended up being a four times attack with strength by the end of the game. It was a very efficient attack, multi-attack, and it worked out, you know. If you see my tier list, which is right after episode 10 in the series, you'll know that I put it in F tier, lowest tier of the tier list, Fragmented Gem. And I still stand by that, but it is my opinion that every card, every relic, everything in the game has a time and place where it can be good. You always have to keep your eye out for when those things can be good, and then, you know, if it happens, it happens. It's not a, like, a lot of people get up in arms about tier lists because a lot of people treat them like you should always take the S rank, the S tiers, and always ignore the F tiers. And while that may be true for other games, Slay the Spire is unique in that like I said, everything has its time and place where it can be good. So as long as you keep that in mind, tier lists are useful. It's just, you know, things are still just going to be better than others most of the time. But keeping your mind open to such things will allow you to win more often than if you just have that other mindset that all F tiers are always bad and all S tiers are always good. Like, I skip Body Slam pretty often, and I put that in S tier. I skipped, what is it called? Gem Cannon a few times, even though I think that's still S tier. Like, it's not a catch-all. But anyway, this gem run felt really strong. It's making me think that I might end up reconsidering its strength. But I think it needs to still prove itself a few times in the future. I need to see how consistently it'll work, how convenient it is for it to work, because you know, gems and all that are not always easy to make work, because you gotta pair gems with socketed cards, and you don't always have the opportunity to take one before the other without sacrificing a lot of your power. Alright, I've gone on enough about that. A few things to note here. Our Act 1 relics were really good. Deflecting Bracers. Maybe I should have leaned more into block during this game because of that, but it ended up working out anyway. Toy Ornithopter and Bag of Prep were amazing. Tiny Bowler Hat was amazing as usual. I didn't notice it having a huge effect most of the game. I think it gave us enough power sometimes to be useful, especially on 3 energy, but I didn't notice it being insane. I didn't notice us getting a lot of Slime Crushes, which is the most useful card. We got it like 3 times, I think, the whole game. That's just an estimate. I don't remember very much. Bottled Anomaly play was a good idea. Peace Pipe and removing a bunch of cards was great. We removed most of our 2 costs, which I think ended up being the right play. Socketing the Garden into Bauble Burst and removing it, and then removing our 2 roll attacks, I think, worked out very well for having a low energy deck. Especially since we still had a healthy amount of brace left in the deck, as well as damage. So, and also we didn't really have enough gems to socket in those anyway, so no big loss there. Red Candle, as usual, did an amazing job. It provided some nice supplementary damage multiple times during the game, and stripped artifact which was very important. Astrolabe was kind of bad. Body Slam was okay. The other two were very mediocre or non-existent. And choosing the Gambling Chip over the Dolly's Mirror, I think, was the right play there too. You know, some of these downfall relics are still stronger than base game relics, I think. Gelatinous Cube is really, really good, especially Upward, since the heart gives out statuses instead of curses, and this only does statuses. Dueling Glove did some good work. Pilot's Codex didn't do anything, but these two did. Bottled Anomaly Bowler had as well. So yeah, I think overall, Downfall is still having an effect on our strength, even though we're not in Downfall mode. So I think we're still going to be pretty strong going up the Spire instead of down. It's just that a bigger challenge gives a lot more opportunity to hone your skills and show them off as well, or even just show off the power of Guardian, which I still think is very, very strong. You know, I might not even I may even be missing some of Guardian's strongest things. I think Stasis might be more abusable than I've been thinking about, than I've been realizing. But, you know, regardless, there is a very large patch coming up sometime. I have no idea when. It could be in a few days, in a few weeks, in a few months. It could have already come out by the time this video goes up. It's probably not going up until March, early March. So, you know, we'll just have to wait and see. Or at least I will. You might know by now. But anyways, we got another 69 episodes to figure out what's going on, both with the patch and with the new strategy of using gems to scale strength and dex and all that, as well as debuff reduction. So as things go on, we'll start to know for sure just how strong some of these things are. Maybe I'll even change my opinion on Fragmented Gem, although, to be honest, I doubt it. So yeah, hope you stick around. I'm going to continue to do this as best as I can. I've figured out a better way to not burn out on doing it, so hopefully we will be able to stay more consistent in the coming weeks. So hopefully I'll see you later. Thanks for watching.